is compound interest. Compound interest is the most popular one in a business world and in finance. It is basically you're earning the interest on interest. Compound means, keep adding. That's why it's very popular, because you can earn a lot. Let's have a look at the example. B from BTS decides to invest $3,000 at 6% per annum. That is compounded yearly. Let AN be the amount of the investment after n years. So to find A3, meaning investment amount at the end of 3 years. So we still need all those P, R, N. P as our principal, the initial amount, which is 3,000. That's what V is investing it. And the R is a 6%, but we want to change it into decimal. So it'll be 0.06. N, of course, the years, 3 years. This is different to simple interest, because if it's simple interest, it'll be just I equals PRN. With a simple interest, it'll be same principal each year, but with a compound interest, each year you have a brand new principal, because each year the principal gets bigger and so on. So that's why you're getting more money at the end. That's exciting, actually. Let's have a look at this. So what does that really means is, I'm just looking at first year. The capital A is a total amount. We do 3,000 plus interest on 3,000, aren't we? So at the end of first year, that's how much we will get. So at the end of the year, you will get more than 3,000. A second year, A2, your initial principal will be a little bit more than when you started a year ago. And then you will get the interest on that new principal, and then carried on to the third year, and so on. Before we do this, I want to have a look at this little note. Factorize 2 plus 4x. First step will be find highest common factor of 2 and 4. Peter.
Is it 2, Miss?
Of course it is 2. It just means what is the highest number that can go into both 2 and 4. Obviously, 4 can't go into 2, so it has to be 2. So if I take the 2 out, then put the rest in, Peter, you're still on, okay? So if I take the 2 out, what will be the leftover that goes into the brackets?
2.
You took out 2, Peter.
Oh, from the 4, it's just x. Is it not just x?
No, what's the factor of 2? 2 times 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I took 2 out.
Also 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And then what's the factors of 4 with the 2 in it?
2.
And x. So it'll be 2x. I want everybody to start thinking about this. This is very, very important right now. So when you take 2 out here, it's not 0. It still has 1 in it. Let's start the question with this in mind. First year, we had $3,000. That's our initial amount. That's why I put the P1 there. Plus interest. Now, interest is still the same as what we've done. I equals PRN. P is 3,000. R is 0.06. Now, 1 is a bit useless here because we're going by year. So I'm not going to worry about N here. I'm just going to worry about PR. So I'll put that in here now. But 3,000 plus 3,000 times 0.06, that's my I, interest. So at the end of the first year, I will get 3,000 brackets 1 plus 0.06. What have I done here is I took out 3,000 as our common factor, just like we did a factorization. So I took out 3,000 to the front, and then in the brackets, I've got 1 plus 0.06 left. I simplify that, it's 3,000 brackets 1.06. So that was at the end of first year. Okay, well, let's have a look at my second year. Whatever he earned at the end of first year, that will be his new principal for the second year. And then he will get the interest for that year, which is PR. So R, the rate, 0.06 doesn't change. 6% is still the same all the way through first, second, third year. But what is changing is the principal. No longer the principal is 3,000. This is what we got as a new principal. And think about collecting the common factor here. Why am I doing this? Because we are trying to find the formula for the compound interest. Find the formula, we need to get the pattern out of this. So that's why I'm going to leave it as expression rather than getting a value, the answer. What is my common factor here in this A2? What's the common factor of A1 plus 0.06 times A1?
A1.
Yes, A1 is your common factor. So Leilani, I took out A1 out as my common factor. What do I have inside the brackets now? So what makes A1? A1 times 1. Factors of 2, 2 times 1. Factors of 5, 5 times 1. Factors of 7, 7 times 1. Take the A1 out. What do you got left?
1.
Plus.
0.06.
Yes. Let's simplify this. It'll be equals A1 1.06. Now, A1 is
3,000.
and 1.06, isn't it?
Mm.
Now, I still got 1.06 here. I could rewrite this 3,000 1.06 squared. A3. Olivia.
Yeah.
So what is our common factor here?
A2.
Excellent. I'm taking A2 out. What do I have left in the bracket?
1 plus 0.06.
Yep, and that will give me 1.06. What is my A2 from previous question?
A2 is 3,000 times 1.06 squared.
Yep, 3,000, 1.06 squared, and I've still got that 1.06, isn't it? So if I simplify this, what would that be, Olivia? 3,000, 1.06 to the power of?
3.
So if you put that in your calculator, 3,000 times 1.06 to the power of 3, you will get $3,573.048. So it's obviously rounding down again so that bank doesn't have to pay you more. All right, that's how much V is going to get at the end of third year. The pattern, let's have a look. The A1 was 3,000 1.06. A2 was 3,000 1.06 squared. A3 was 3,000 1.06 cubed. We won there, but we just can't see. All right, so can you see the pattern here? But whatever the first year, the power is the same. Second year, squared. Third year, third, power of 3. Okay, and then there's a principle. Okay, initial principle there. And what about this one? We can say 1 plus R. The R was 0.06, is a 1.06. So let's have a look. Calculate the compound interest earned after 3 years. One that we found, part A, A3, is the total amount that you earn after 3 years, which was $3,573.04. We want to know the initial was 3,000. So the interest will be basically $3,573.04 take away 3,000. And that's the extra bit you're going to get at the end of 3 years. So $573.04. Part C, find A5, your total amount after 5 years. Do you remember the pattern we've done? We start with the 3,000. What was in the bracket? We know that 5 years matched up with the power. What was inside? 1.06. It was the 1 plus R. Okay, and put in your calculator, you will get $14.67. D, find a formula for AN. After n years, what will be our pattern? What will be the formula? We start with 3,000. 1.06 doesn't change. What happened? N. Okay, so let's sum up. A compound interest formula. This is what the formula is. A is final amount. that you're going to get, total amount you're going to get at the end of whatever the end is. And P was the principal, and 1 plus R. A world of finance, instead of you using A and P, we'll use FV, like a future value, PV as a present value. That's A, that's P. For the simple interest total amount, you will have to do principal plus interest, wouldn't you? So whatever you get the interest, you add it on the principal, will get the total amount. Okay? Whereas a compound interest, you will get the total amount straight away using this formula. And of course, to find the interest, you'll find the total amount, take away the original that you start with, initial principal, you will get the interest, how much extra you're going to get.